Did you know that a staggering 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their lives? That's right, 7 out of 10 individuals have felt like they're just pretending to be something they're not, and that someone's going to find out they're a fraud. Imposter syndrome is a phenomenon where high achievers, despite their accomplishments, can't shake off the feeling that they don't really belong, that they're not good enough, and that it's all just a matter of time before they're exposed. And the irony is, it's often the most successful people who struggle with it the most. But why is it so important to address this feeling of inadequacy? Imposter syndrome can have a devastating impact on our personal and professional lives. It can lead to debilitating anxiety, self-doubt, and a constant fear of being found out. It can make us question our abilities, our intelligence, and our very identity. We may start to sabotage our own success, afraid that others will discover our perceived shortcomings. It can also lead to burnout, as we try to work harder and harder to compensate for our perceived inadequacies. And worst of all, it can make us feel like we're living a lie, that we're just pretending to be someone we're not. Imposter syndrome can also affect our relationships, making us withdrawn and isolated. We may start to avoid social situations, afraid of being found out, and we may even sabotage our relationships with others, fearing that they'll discover our perceived shortcomings. It can also lead to feelings of depression and low self-esteem, making it even harder to shake off the feeling of inadequacy. And in extreme cases, it can even lead to physical health problems, such as headaches, stomach problems, and sleep disorders. As if all that weren't enough, imposter syndrome can also hold us back from pursuing our dreams and goals. We may feel like we're not good enough, that we're not qualified, or that we're just not cut out for it. We may start to doubt our abilities, and we may even give up on our passions and interests, afraid of failing or being judged by others. So, where does imposter syndrome come from? Well, it's often rooted in societal pressures and expectations. We're constantly bombarded with messages that we need to be perfect, that we need to be high achievers, and that we need to be successful. And if we're not, we're often seen as failures. Additionally, personal experiences, such as childhood trauma or bullying, can also contribute to feelings of inadequacy and low self-worth. Imposter syndrome can also manifest in various situations. For instance, you may feel like an imposter when you're promoted to a new job, or when you're starting a new business venture. You may feel like you're not qualified, or that you're just pretending to be something you're not. You may even feel like you're living a lie, that you're just waiting for someone to discover your perceived shortcomings. So what's the solution to imposter syndrome? Well, one proven strategy is cognitive reframing. This involves recognizing and challenging our negative thoughts and beliefs, and replacing them with more positive and realistic ones. It's about recognizing that we're not alone, that everyone experiences imposter syndrome at some point in their lives, and that it's okay to not be perfect. It's about recognizing that our accomplishments are real, and that we deserve to be where we are. Another strategy is seeking mentorship and support. Talking to someone who has experienced imposter syndrome can be incredibly powerful, as it can help us feel less alone and more supported. It can also help us to recognize that our feelings of inadequacy are not unique to us, and that others have gone through the same thing. By recognizing and addressing imposter syndrome, we can start to build our confidence, our self-worth, and our self-acceptance. We can start to pursue our passions and goals without fear of being judged or found out. We can start to live a more authentic, more fulfilling life, free from the burden of imposter syndrome. In summary, imposter syndrome is a common phenomenon that can have devastating impacts on our personal and professional lives. But by recognizing and addressing it, we can start to build our confidence, our self-worth, and our self-acceptance. We can start to live a more authentic, more fulfilling life, free from the burden of imposter syndrome. If you've ever struggled with imposter syndrome, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. What strategies have you used to overcome it? And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more content on building self-confidence and overcoming imposter syndrome. Thanks for watching.